What's up, traders? 4 total trades today. Well, actually 5 if you include this demo trade, but that was really just testing some hot buttons, and it was after 11 o'clock, so that's why it was on demo anyways, but let's get to it. Watching EMPH here. Gonna attempt to get in on the ask. A225. Alright, there we go. Man, what a difference. You can actually get filled on the ask, even with smaller shares. It's nice. Little FOMO here on the FSLY. Jiggle in there. We're going to take a starter, 95.60. So 95.60 puts us at 94.60. Go ahead and put that out there. Looks like it's trying to work here. Notice I just hit the stop max button. You can't see it. It's going to always most likely, especially after one entry, be too far up the chart. You can see it put it in there at 98.60. So with just one entry, it would have to get all the way to 98.60. Okay, coming down through 95. Nice. See if we can get that flush down to 94.60. Nice. Nice little quick trade there on FSLY. And go back up here to EMPH. Like that little quick maneuver. This is starting to work too. Looking for 81.25. Need to get down through 81.50 here. Yeah, I set up OBS so that it switches charts just based off of where my cursor is. It's pretty nice. So EMPH, need this to get down through 81.50. This one's slowed down quite a bit. It's kind of slow when we got in. I'm not really sure I would want to let this go back through high of day. Probably going to stop out there. Our entry's pretty close to high of day, so it'd be a paper cut. There we go, through 50. 27, nice. And we got filled on the bid. Sweet. All right, so 2 for 2 so far. Nice little trade there in EMPH. Looking for the bonus round here on FSLY. Nice little squeeze. Just jiggling here. Yep, we're going to start it here. Hit short ask. We actually got filled there on the ask. I love it. Is that 23? So that's going to put us at 97.23. See if we can get the move back down here. Starting to come down. Very nice extension here. Here we go, down through 50. If we can get through 50, there we go. 40, I saw 40. Most likely, I thought through 50 we were going to get the push down. So I'm not a huge fan that we didn't get that flush down. It got bought right back up. See what happens if we try it again here. Couldn't even get below 60 that time. There we go, 55, 50. It's not getting back through 50 here. Not a huge fan of that. Was really looking for that to pop down and give us our fill. Yeah, right back up through 98. Yeah. We'll see what it does here. At this point, we're definitely stopping out high of day if it wants to shoot up there. So, be a little unfortunate at this point. Here we go, coming down again, 66. Just gonna put it all there. I'm not really a fan of this, the way this is trading, to be honest. Keeps getting bought up at that 97.60 area. All right, I'm gonna take this off. Basically break even. Literally got 1 penny out of it. I didn't like the way that this was trading. I mean, it's probably going to work out if we were a lot more patient, but we're so close to 100 there that I got a feeling if it does try to go high of day, it kept getting bought up there at the 50 level, and then 60, it kept pushing a little bit higher. I got a feeling that if this does go high day, it's going to try 100, and we were going to cut it high of day anyway, so might as well just get out of break even and be done with it. I wasn't really a fan of how it was trading, so go ahead and start NIO here. 1955, started jiggling up there around 58-ish to get to 61. It's a pretty extended move. Not a fan of the 9 already being up as high as it is, though. All right, we're going higher. Look for an ad here. Starting to jiggle here. I was hoping through 70. See if we can get it. Nope, still jiggling. Oh, there we go. Still fighting though. Alright, we're gonna get it there. 68. Brings our average to 61.5. Not really looking to get too much out of this. Put it at 54. 55. Sorry, I'm watching seeing what it does here. Little fake jiggles. Put it at 56. I'm really just kind of looking to get out of this, to be honest. For some reason, people love buying NIO. This thing is starting to, now that I'm in it, it's starting to feel a little grindy here. Alright, stopping out at high of day here, 1980. There's the trigger. No fill yet. Starting to come back down. So it triggered the order. We didn't get filled though. Oh, there it is. Whoop. Where'd our order go? Okay. A little confused right now. We'll put the stop max out there again, which is right at 20. Just in case for some reason it goes up there. I have no idea why our order didn't get filled there. It triggered, but it didn't actually give it to us. Man, my eyes are like bugging out. So unfortunate little turn of events here. Looks like we're going to end up hitting our max loss on this. Here, it's going right to 98. We're sitting at 20. Actually, honestly contemplating on adding to this now because this is a pretty good extension. I'm trying to envision that I would play this if I wasn't already in it. It kind of sucks because we're starting with a pretty big disadvantage with our average all the way down there at 61.5. So it didn't seem like it wanted to break down at all. So we're just going to put the stop in here over 20.01. Just be done with it. I'm going to take the max loss on it. It's having trouble breaking 20 though, so that's good. Maybe we'll have a shot at this coming back down. I mean, it is still extended VWAPs all the way down there, 1934. Well, it's still a little disappointed we didn't get the fill at the first high of day. We would have been out of this down there at 1980. Now I'm sitting here debating on hammering it down and try to bring my average up since we're this close to high of day, but then I'd have to manually put the order back in very quickly. Let's give it a sec. I'd rather hit it down closer to 90 after it verifies. But it's looking like it wants to try 20 again here. It's having trouble getting there. Oh, there we are. And we're through. What is going on? So we're still in this. So it triggered my order again. Man, this is such a good squeeze though. It's so hard. So I'm accepting a little bit more here than I would like. Why did it not stop me? I'm so confused. So we're going to do a little bit more than 2. So it's going to be a 1-1-2. This is what it's going to end up being. I mean, this is too nice of a squeeze at this point to not try to get an ad here. Just feeling for the jiggle. We're going to accept a little bit more risk and try to figure out what happened with those orders afterwards. We're just going to use manual orders from now, from here on out. All right, we're going to hit it there. I went even bigger to get our average well up there. We got it up to 1992.9, so basically 1993. Basically just looking to get out of this, risking high of day. I verified the jiggle that time. I didn't really let it, I wasn't really trying to time the top. I was more so looking for the backside here. If we can get back under 20, might get a little bit of a flush down. Previous resistance all the way down there at 1980, right, where we should have been out the first time. Could have easily re-entered this thing too. But it might end up working out in our favor. There we go, through 20. End up with a very small winner, basically break even on this. Had to do something very unconventional. It's not what I wanted to do. Coming down, 94, 93. 92. Give us those 2 more cents. 91. 90. All right, got our fill there. All right, so done with that. That was just, I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to go back and watch the footage and yeah. All right, traders, so that was all of my trades. I'm going to start here on NIO just to kind of explain what happened there at the end. I did go back and watch the footage, and it does appear that what was happening is when I hit the button, any of these stop buttons, I guess going from CMEG over to Interactive Brokers, it didn't transfer something correctly. So what's happening is it's putting the right price for the button in the trigger price, but it's not putting the right price in the actual order itself. It was putting some crazy low number like 34 cents on a $19 stock. So like all the way down at 34 cents is where it was putting the actual order in. So not exactly sure why. I'm going to have to look into that, but that does seem to be what was happening. So it was putting an order out at the right price, as you could see it on the chart, and it was triggering that order just like it's supposed to. But when it was triggering the order, it was triggering an actual order that was way lower than that said price. So I wasn't getting any fill there because the order itself was all the way down at 34 cents, not $19.34, like 34 cents. So yeah, ended up, should have stopped out right at where the current price is here at 1980, right over this high. Did not. Could have looked for re-entry if we really wanted to. Probably would have just left it alone. But the way that it played out, our max loss was sitting right here at 20. For some reason, again, like I just explained, the hot buttons didn't work. Well, not for some reason. We know exactly the reason at this point. But yeah, it was just too good of a move to kind of pass it up. So I said, you know what, we're going to really kind of confirm it. We watched the price action, let it mix the top, started to come back down, and we hammered it down with quite a few shares to get our average up there so that we could try to get out of the trade. And that was what we did. We weren't trying to be greedy and trying to hold. Yeah, we could have made more money off of this, but again, it was kind of a fluke trade after we didn't get stopped out twice. So I didn't really want to let greed get the best of me, and for some reason this thing go back high of day and stop us out for more than our max loss. So I'll take it, the fact that we ended up green on it, because yeah, it was kind of lucky on our part. So over to our other 2 trades, EMPH. These 2 were pretty standard, right off the scanner. ISW always pulling out the good ones, and yeah, just extended, felt the jiggle at the top, and put our cover order out. Speaking of the cover order, you guys will see that they're basically right at $10. So max loss is 30. I'm looking to make about 1/3 on a single entry. If we can get that second entry, could be looking to get even more because we could start to scale out. But I'm looking for half the move. So when we get a big move up, I look at where about half the move would be. Sometimes I'll maybe try to front run it a little bit, and I bet that's what these buttons are doing now. So as this was coming up, I noticed that it would take about a whole point for us to get about half the move back. So I hit the 1 point, gives us our 10 shares. That's how we get our share size. And then I put the cover order in for that 1/3, and there we go. So it takes me 3 trades, 3 winning trades where I have high probabilities of winning, I would say 80% plus, to cover any single max loss that I would have on any given trade. So I'm pretty happy with those odds, and I'm going to take them all day. And if I can continue to pick the tops pretty well, like I have been, I think we're gonna get this done. The 20 variable that I was using, which we can talk about at a later date, obviously that wasn't working. And we can explain why maybe on this week's Friday Night live stream. So over to FSLY real quick. Same thing, as you can see, a little bit less than half the move. Got a great entry. and ended up. And that's the other thing too, is you can't assume that you're going to top tick pretty much every stock. So that's kind of what you got to put a little error for, or margin for error in there. And it just so happened that we didn't really even need to get the 50%. And it actually ended up being a pretty good coverage. You can see it pretty much came right down and then ended up bouncing. Tried to get our bonus round here on FSLY. Nice extension again from the previous high. And we got in, and this thing just did not feel like it wanted to budge, that 97.50. It tried to get through here, tried again, then it started forming support higher and higher. Each time it tried, it would form support just a little higher. So 50, then it was 60, then it was 70, and then when it was going, like when it was popping back up, it was pretty spready, so it was popping back up pretty quickly. And so that last little chance I gave it, and it got to our average, and I said, I'm just going to take this break even. We were so close to that $100 area that I figured if this thing does go high of day, it's probably going to go right to there. I would have been looking to cut it high of day after it tried to get down here. Didn't miss us by much. We were sitting at like 97.23, and we just couldn't quite get through that 97.50 support area to get us our fill. So ended up taking break even on that one, so I'm not going to complain. Obviously, it would have ended up working out if we were a little bit more patient with it, but I really didn't want to let this one just go back against us, especially with how spready it was, and it's just I'm not gonna be upset about it, right? Hindsight's 2020, and yeah. So that was my trades. That's all I got for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Let me know what you guys like. Do you like the new layout here with OBS? How it can switch charts? Like, I just scroll my mouse wheel to my other charts and it just automatically switches. It's pretty nice. Again, any comments on possibly things you'd like to see on the channel? I'm attempting to get back into it a little bit more. Just been having a lot of things going on with the family and stuff like that, and it's a lot. It is. It can catch up to you. Yeah, that's all I got. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.